Hello guys, and welcome to an edition like no other. It is that time in Australia where one of the biggest sporting events ever are about to take place. Yes, it is New South Wales versus Queensland. The Blues versus the Maroons. The Cockroaches versus the Cane Toads. It's about time that these NRL gladiators walk down to the Coliseum and do battle to see who is the best of the best. It is mate versus mate. It is state versus state. And in this edition, we're about to try and figure out who can win. Hey guys, before we continue, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel, that would be great. You can also follow me on Instagram at what you're looking at, spelt the same way it is here on YouTube. I'll give away some prizes in some of these upcoming episodes. So if you've subscribed, hitting the like button and follow me on Insta, you're in for a chance to win something. So like, subscribe, follow me on Insta. Okay, let's get back to the show. Yes, hello and welcome to this State of Origin edition of What Cha Looking At. So what I'm going to do in this edition is briefly run over the players and what I think they bring to the team. Okay, so let's start with the number ones, the fullbacks. So for New South Wales is James Tedesco. Now, what more needs to be said? Yes, no, not today. What more needs to be said? It's James Tedesco. He's still, in my opinion, the best fullback of the game. He's been doing it constantly. So, yeah, I would pick him every day of the week still. For Queensland, it is Kalen Ponga. Potential. A lot of potential that we haven't seen yet. But I think the man to bring it out could be Billy Slater in this Origin camp. That will be great to see if he goes back to the NRL, to the Newcastle Knights, brings all that confidence back with him, all that knowledge that Billy will teach him, and performs there. So Kalen brings potential. The number twos are Brian Tuttle. Do I need to say anything about Brian Tuttle? He'll bring the ball back. He'll make meters. He'll make big meters. He'll score tries because he'll pinball off 5 players. That's all I need to say. Bring the ball back hard. He's hard to stop from scoring tries. Brian Tuttle. Number 2 is Selwyn Cobbo for Queensland. This kid's got potential. As I keep saying, he could be the next GI, the next Latrell, but he just needs to find his own way there. He needs to work hard. But we've seen him already in the NRL. He breaks tackles. He gets out of the in goal in some crazy ways by beating multiple players. It's just going to be great to see him go. I hope he has an okay game. But he has GI trained him to in the Queensland camp. So, I mean, what more could you ask of yourself and Cobbo? Number 3 for New South Wales is Kotoni Staggs. What does Kotoni bring? He brings the Nabra. The Nabra. I'll tell you what, if you are offline just a little bit and you get the Nabra, you're going to end up in one of the grandstands over there. So literally, I can't wait to see some attacking from Kotoni Staggs with that Nabra. Number 3 for Queensland is Val Holmes. The experience he brings with him. We've seen last year he struggled. This year he's gone to the centres and he's made it his spot. And Latrell will probably be back by the end of the year, I'd say. I'm not sure if Turbo will be. But if he's not, I think Val Holmes is in the lead to take that other centre spot in the Australian team. Number 4, which, okay, I'm swapping this around because I don't think Jack Whiten is going to start at number 4. I think Stephen Crichton is going to start at number 4. What does he bring? He brings that partnership with Luai, Crichton, Tuttle. He also brings height to Tuttle's side. So when they put their bombs up to try and get people to out-jump him, like Selwyn Cobbo or Coates, Crichton is there to help. And that's a pretty good game plan, to be honest. Get another tall centre in there. Look, I could be wrong. I'm not Brad Fittler. Brad Fittler knows a lot more than me. He's a lot smarter than me. I'm only guessing that I think this will change before kickoff. For Queensland, the number 4 is Dane Gagai. Not playing great rep at the moment, but every time he plays for Queensland, he brings it. He does not leave anything on the table, and he'll do it again this year, I think. Number 5 for New South Wales is Daniel Tupou. He's there for the height. He's there for his jumping ability to get the ball. He's a pretty good defensive centre. Not centre, sorry, defensive winger. He's a pretty good defensive winger, and he brings the ball out okay. So I think they're just there to combat the height, and that's what Daniel Tupou is going to do. Our other winger, not centre. Our other winger is Xavier Copes. Literally what Tupou does. Doesn't bring the ball out as well, but he's great under the high ball. Can jump so high. Can hang in the air for a long time. I feel like he might have like wings on his boots. I'm not. I only said I think he might have wings on his boots because he stays in the air a long time. So look, I mean, if the NRL want to check out just to double check that his boots are legal and not illegal, I'm just saying, okay? Just make sure his boots are legal. Watch out for it. Number 6 for New South Wales is Jerome Luai. What does Jerome Luai bring? I already spoke about it. The partnership with Crichton and To'o. But he brings... I can't reach any higher. But he brings that much energy to the team. He is full of energy. And he makes everyone else around him full of energy. I think... This is what I heard it from, I'm not naming names here, just heard it from a little birdie, told me he drinks 37 Red Bulls before every game. That's why he's so hyped all the time. Okay, that's all I'm saying. If he does, Red Bull need to sponsor him, like right away. Red Bull, if that's true, sponsor Jerome Luai, straight away. Number 6 for Queensland is Cameron Munster. Bit the same. Brings a lot of energy with him, but he also brings a lot of not overly cockiness, but he will take a gamble if he thinks he can pull it off. He's not scared to try and pull something off. And we've seen in a game 2 weeks ago where he stripped the ball in 2 different sets, but back to back, and scored one of them. Like, I've seen players do that before. Like, they might strip the ball once and then 10 sets later they might do it again, or 6 sets later they might do it again. No, Cameron Munster stripped it once, then the team got the ball back again, and he stripped it and went and scored a try. I mean, what more? But that's what Cameron Munster brings. He's willing to take a chance, and if the players around him are willing to back him up to let him take that chance, he's going to do very well. Number 7 for New South Wales is Nathan Cleary. It's like James Tedesco. What more do I need to say? It's Nathan Cleary. Great game manager. Great at kicking the ball where he needs it to go. Just a great player. And there's nothing else I can say about Nathan Cleary. That's it. He's just great. Number 7 for Queensland is DCE. DCE is a bit like Dane Gagai. He's okay playing the NRL. Like, he doesn't stand out overly all the time, but when it comes for Queensland, he grows another leg. And he controls the team quite well and lets Munster then do what he has to do and take some of them gambles, because DCE will get them out of trouble with his kicking game if he has to. Number 8 for New South Wales is Big Payne Haas. What needs to be said about Payne? He got rid of his contract saga. He said, look, I don't want to talk about it. We can do it at the end of the year. At the moment, I'm focused on football. State of Origin's coming up. That's all I'm focused on. Don't want to know about the contract saga. Payne has a motor on him. For a big man, the things he does, it's incredible. Honestly, it is. Like, people would look at him and goes, oh, you know, he's good, but I don't think he's that good. Well, they wouldn't say he's not that good, but a lot of people don't rate him as the best front rower. I rate him as the best front rower. Everyone will say, oh, he only does the same thing as Junior Paulo, though, or James Fisher-Harris, you know. what more does he do? He does the one percenters. You know, these little things, the one percenters, he does them all. He will chase players. We've seen it. He's chased players down. Like wingers and centres. Payne Haas has actually chased them down, stopped them from scoring a try. Teams have put kicks in that they should have scored off. The only person that was there was Payne Haas that stopped them. He's knocked the ball dead. They've beaten the centres. They've beaten the wingers. They've beaten the fullback. It's try time, baby. Oh, shit. No, what's this? This is Payne Haas coming out of nowhere to stop me from scoring. Damn. Payne Haas. He is going to help New South Wales so much. In this game that is so physical and takes a lot more out of players, Payne Haas is going to have that motor to stay out longer to help the other New South Wales forwards rolling and not have to come off as much. So that is what the big man will do for them. For Queensland, number 8 is Big Tino. Tino's a lot alike. He's a lot the same. Definitely probably doesn't get there as much as what Payne Haas does. Like, you see it a lot from Payne Haas, but Tino is a good leader. Unfortunately, the Titans aren't going well, so it doesn't really reflect. Struggled to get that word out for a minute. Reflect how well Tino actually goes on the field. But the one thing that I like, and I think it really helped him get into the Queensland team, was the hair. The hair. Gotta love the hair. Gotta love a good mullet. He's got a great mullet. Number 9 for New South Wales is Damien Cook. Simple. I don't think there needs to be any more explanation. He's been there for before. He's got experience. He's been in the team that won it the last 2 times. Literally, that's all I can say about Damien Cook. He deserves to be there. Number 9 for Queensland is Ben Hunt. People are a bit, well, what they put him at number 9 for? To be honest, I'm with a lot of the other reporters or other journalists or a lot of people who just watch a lot of NRL. I think Ben Hunt is a better number 9 than he is a playmaker. That's just my opinion. No, it's not just my opinion, it's a lot of other people's opinions. But the reason why he's in the Queensland team as the starting number 9 is last year he picked up their player's player for Queensland at number 9. Also, he's there to take the brunt of the first 20 minutes of this game. It's going to be a physical game. Ben Hunt is there to take the first 20 minutes so Harry Grant can come on and try to make some holes and create some damage. That's why they put Ben Hunt there, and I think that's a good decision. Number 10. Look, number 10 for both New South Wales and Queensland. I'm going to say the same thing about them both, so I might as well just put it in one. They're both big men with good offloads that can bend the line. And number 10 is Junior Paulo for New South Wales and Josh Papali'i, for Queensland. They're both literally mimicking each other. Like, they're twins. They're nearly twins. And they're going to do the same damage come State of Origin. Number 11 for New South Wales is Cam Murray. Cam Murray is a great hole runner. Like, just give me the ball, a little gap, and I'll straight through that hole. So I think that's going to be good watching him come back too. He's great at coming back across the line. He's also a little bit of a playmaker. He does it himself a little bit, but I wanted them holes. Just he's going to be running through them all night, and it's going to be great to see how he goes at doing that. But he's a good pick. I definitely would say Cam Murray. He's up there in my second row division. He's right up there. For Queensland, it's Kurt Capewell. Now Kurt Capewell ain't the well. I'm not going to say ain't the best, but he's not as good as Cam Murray at running them holes. But he's great in defence. He's really great in defence. Like, Queensland had enough confidence in him to pick him as a centre when we had no troops. They put him as a centre because they know his defence is quite strong. And you can see it at Brisbane. Now that he's there at Brisbane, the defence on that side is very strong. So Kurt Capewell is not going to be running them holes as well as Cam Murray, but he's going to be defending very, very well. What number am I up to? I'm up to number 12. Okay. So for New South Wales, it's Tariq Sims. What can I say about Tariq Sims? What are St. George doing? Tariq Sims is a great second rower. Like, I don't know what St. George are doing. I don't know why they didn't play him at the start of the season. Like, I don't know what he done to him. Like, what did you do to him? But he's going to the Melbourne Storm next year. He is going to become maybe one of the best second rowers next year. He's a great second rower this year. Next year, he's going to become he's going to become one of the best. I'm going to say it right now. He's going to become one of the best next year when he goes to the Storm. And I think some people are surprised that he's in the New South Wales team. I'm not at all, because I would put him in there all the time. He's a great second rower. I just don't know what St. George are thinking. For Queensland, it's Kaufusi. Felice Kaufusi, he's just a good player. He's just a good all-rounder. Good at attack, good defence, not great at one thing or the other, just good at both. And it's something we need. He's been in the Queensland team for a while now, and we just know when he turns up, doesn't matter if we're attacking or if we're defending, he's going to do his job. And it puts a little bit of confidence in a team when you know you have a player like that. Like, you don't go, oh, you know what, this player's great at attacking, but when we're defending, we're like, oh, we might have to cover him a bit. Or it's not like, you know what, when we're defending, mate, this bloke, you cheer him, but when we're attacking, you know, he's not the best. He's sort of, well, Kaufusi he's good at both. Not outstanding at either, but good at both. So I'd be happy to have him in my team. Like, I would feel safe with him knowing that he's going to be able to attack and defend very well. So the number 13s, I'm actually really excited to talk about these number 13s. As I said, I'm not going to make it long, but for New South Wales, it is Isaiah Yeo. And what does he bring? He brings probably the best lock ball playing forward in the game. He's that linchpin. It's too late. I need to go to bed. He's that great linchpin between Nathan Cleary to Jerome Luai. Nathan Cleary, Isaiah Yeo, Jerome Luai. Panthers have been doing it all year, and he does it so smoothly. Other teams have tried to do it, and they can do it. Other teams can do it, but they don't do it as smoothly as what Isaiah Yeo does it. And he doesn't just always pass the ball. He knows when to run, and then he knows when to pass. And that's going to be something that New South Wales are going to love, and something that Queensland are going to have to look out for. But in saying that, Reuben Cotter is Queensland number 13, and this dude is he's a pit bull. Man, he will tackle anything. He will run at anything. You know what? He's not just a pit bull. He's a magical pit bull. That's what I'm going to say. This man made 63 tackles 2 weeks ago. Missed none. Like, didn't miss one. Didn't miss two. Gee, shit, even if he missed five, you're like, you know what though? He made 63 tackles. He didn't miss a tackle. He made them all. And on that, who can make a break, dummy to no one, and get the fullback to run to the players on this side of him? Players on his left, no on his right. He's like, you know what? I'm going to dummy to my right. Boom, it worked. Fullback went the other way. So Reuben Cotter is going to be a great player to watch in Origin, and I feel like Reuben Cotter is an Origin player. He's just going to go hammer and tong. And man, I reckon they're going to have trouble just to get him off the field. He's not going to want to come off. But he's going to be a great one to watch for sure. Him and Isaiah Yeo are going to be great to watch in this. my phone. Okay, so 14 they have here for New South Wales, Stephen Crichton. I'm going to say it's Jack Whiten. That seems to make so much more sense to me because Jack Whiten will be a great utility coming off the bench. He can play at fullback, play at centre, he can do a bit of wing, he can be any of the playmakers, he can even push into the forwards because he has that bigger body frame. So I reckon Jack Whiten will be the number 14 for New South Wales, and it's a good pick because he's athletic, he's a bit bigger of a body, but he can cover so many positions when he comes on that field. Number 14 for Queensland is Harry Grant, and as I said earlier, they're just going to keep him out of the game for the first 20 minutes. Then they're going to inject him and just say, go for it, son. Make them scooch you do all the time in the NRL league. Pass when you have to. You know how to play the game. Do what you got to do. And when they bring him on, Queensland are going to be hoping that he starts to make a little bit of a dent in the New South Wales defence and starts to get them to cave in a bit to open it up out wider or open holes up in the middle somewhere. That's what Harry Grant's job is going to be. Number 15 for New South Wales is Liam Martin. Liam Martin, I don't watch a great deal of Liam Martin. I don't take overly notice of him, but I do know he's quite a good player. He's a good hard runner. He gets in, does his job. He's young, and I think that's why New South Wales have chucked him in here. They're like, let's get some young blood into this team. I'm not saying they're all old, because not many of them are old in the New South Wales team, but when you have to look at it, sometimes you need young blood, and I think Liam Martin just fits in there, does his job, comes on. Sometimes he gets real, I wouldn't say aggressive. Well, I would say aggressive, but he can keep it in control, and he can pull off some big hits. So, yeah, I think he might come on, be aggressive, but keep it under control, and probably put one or two big hits on to rattle Queensland. Number 15 for Queensland, Lindsay Collins. Same thing. He's a big boy, a tall boy. And I think they just are hoping he can just make a bit of an impact every time he makes a run. I don't think they're not. I'm not going to say not expecting much from him, but I think they're just hoping he can go on there, do his job for however long he's on there, and they'll bring one of the other big boys out. Saying that again, I haven't watched a great deal of Lindsay Collins, so Lindsay Collins, I will say right now, is a great player. I'm not saying he's a bad player, by the way. I've just said, oh look, I just want him to do his job. 50 times better than me, better than a lot of the NRL players. That's why he's in the Queensland team. So he's a good player. I just haven't watched enough of him to give you a great response. Regan Campbell-Gillard, bit the same as Isaiah Yeo, I feel. He's a good runner. He's a very good runner. A little bit of a ball player, but not that much. I feel like he's going to take some very good hit ups. So I feel like probably they'll bring off Paulo and Campbell-Gillard will take his spot, I reckon. I reckon that's New South Wales' plan. 16 for Queensland is Patrick Carrigan. He has really improved this year. I don't know what they said at Brisbane or what went on, but when he came back from his injuries, he actually has ran more metres than Payne Haas on quite a few games. Now, I'm not taking anything off Payne Haas, but when you watched him first come back, his first came back, him and Payne Haas were doing like a 1-2, 1-2, and were making some massive metres, like bending the defensive line. So Patrick Carrigan's going to come on. I think he's going to take a lot of experience away from this too. Like he's really confident at the moment, and I think playing Origin again is really going to help him out. And number 17, the last ones, Ryan Madison. He started the year off slow, but he's really put in a great effort now, and it's really showing for Parramatta. He's really starting to show what he can do as a player. The poor bloke's had so many injuries. This is the first year I think he's like really got to play quite a few games, one after another,
and it's really starting to show now because he's really starting to become a good football player. We always knew he was. When he first started, we seen the potential he had, but now I think he's got a great chance to go even further. And then the last one is Jeremiah Nanai for Queensland. Again, man, he is something else. He they put bombs up for him in the Cowboys. They put bombs up for him, and yeah, jumps everyone and scores. Like he's great under that high ball, and I think not New South Wales. Sorry, I think Queensland are going to try that against New South Wales and see how he goes because that'd be something I would do if he's that good. That is my dogs barking. My dogs bark at nothing. I don't know what they bark at half the time. I go out and check it, and there's nothing there ever. So don't worry about them. So Jeremiah Nanai, he's going to have a great game. He's going to come out of this state of origin even better than he is at the moment. And at the moment, he's playing with a lot of confidence. But after this origin, he's going to be way up here again. Okay, guys, so that was my quick take on both sides. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Right on. See yous.